Hi Robin, how's it going?
Fine, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. So what brings you to hot dogs?
I'm here at Hot Docs with my film My Perestroika, and it is the Canadian premiere of the film.
Okay, can you tell me a bit about it?
It's a film about 5 people who grew up together and they were childhood classmates, and they are really the last generation of Soviet kids who grew up behind the Iron Curtain. So that meant they were kids in the 70s and 80s in the USSR, and then they were teenagers when Gorbachev came, and all of a sudden everything started changing very, very quickly. And then they graduated from college just as the USSR collapsed, and they had to figure out how to become adults and make a life in this brand new society with no models and rules to follow.
Okay, what inspired you to create this documentary?
I lived in Russia from 1991 to 1999. I got there when I was 18. And the film is really, the people in the film are a little bit older than me, but it really is a story of my generation of Russians who went through the really unique transition generation. And when I moved back to the States in late 99, I saw that for all of the news reports that had been happening over the past decades, there was still very little really personal, in-depth information about what it was like for ordinary people, both behind the Iron Curtain during the Soviet Union and also in the last 10 years of the transition. So I wanted to tell the story not from a kind of bird's eye view geopolitically, historically, but really from an on-the-ground view of individuals. And the 5 people in the film are very different. They all have very different perspectives of what their childhood was like, of what the things are like now, about times of transition. And they are a punk musician and a business guy and a single mom who rents out billiard tables and a married couple who are history teachers in a grade school. So sometimes they completely contradict each other, sometimes they agree with each other, and sometimes their experiences are just very different based on their families and who they are and how they see the world.
Okay, how hard was it to get introduced and then, I guess, eventually into Russian society?
It was pretty easy because I was a student. I was 18. It was an exciting time. After decades of a Cold War of our countries being enemies, all of a sudden it was this really wonderful, euphoric experience of being able to be friends. So it was pretty easy, and there weren't that many people who spoke English around anyway, so I learned the language fairly quickly. So, and that certainly helped me, years later making the film, because I had this incredible immediate connection with the people who were in my film, having lived through all of that. I wasn't an outsider coming in to look at them as something foreign and inexplicable, but it was something that I had kind of intimate emotional knowledge of as well.
Is this your first time on Hot Dogs?
Nope, this is my 3rd time at Hot Docs. I came here in 2005 when I was just beginning to develop the film, and I was here for the whole festival, but I also went to the TDF to pitch the film unofficially as an observer, and then in 2007 I did the same thing, and at that time I was about partway through shooting the film, and I have a lot of wonderful filmmaker friends in Toronto, and I love getting to come and visit them. I really love it here. It's one of my favorite festivals, and it's such a great city too.
Oh. Is there another screening of My Perestroika?
There is. It is Saturday at 2 p.m. at Cumberland 2, I think. Well, it's Cumberland, definitely, at 2 p.m. And unfortunately, it's wonderful, but also unfortunately we had to turn away about 50 people at our screening yesterday, so I hope people come and line up early at the Rush line if they want to come see it. Or tell Hot Docs that you want another screening at it.
Thank you for your time, Robin.
Thanks.